Okay, and now mute and mute. There he is. Now I can see you, Pat. All right, I'm gonna share my screen. Okay, can you guys give me a thumbs up if you can see my Facebook screen? All right, awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna talk a little bit about how to set up your like page and ways that you can use that to track who's viewing your page and create new prospects and new contacts, and also how to create ads through your page. So to set up, you just go on Facebook and then you're gonna scroll down to pages. You can see it on the left hand side here, and you would click on create page. Okay, then it's going to bring this up and give you a couple of options as far as what type of page you want to create. I'm trying to think what I did for mine. I think it was company. Yeah, so I would do company, organization, or institution, then click the drop down, and I chose health and beauty. And then you can actually type in, this is where you want to get a little creative. What is your page name going to be? So this is something you can always change later on, so you're not stuck with it forever if you absolutely hate it or you can't think of something creative right now. Mine is called Commit to Get Fit with Val. I just thought, hey, that kind of rhymes. Let's just go with that for now. If I come up with a more creative name later on, I'll go back and change it. But that's where you're going to type in your name, and then you'll click on Get Started. Okay, so I'm going to go to mine now and show you guys what it looks like. And okay, so once you have your page set up, you'll see it on the right-hand side here. And you can see a couple of statistics right away. I'm going to close this out, sorry. It'll tell you what your post reach is right now. So I boosted an ad, that's why my reach is so high, but it's saying almost 6,000 people have viewed it. And there's 287 people engaged. That means they've actually they've clicked on the post, or they've actually gone to my page and taken a look at it. And then it gives you some other short details here about posts that you put up. All right, so I'm going to click on my page. And first thing you want to do when you get in here is obviously you can create a profile pic. I've got me and Tony there. And then some sort of cover photo. I made like a compilation. It kind of looks weird on the computer. If you go on the Facebook app on your phone, it looks fine. So I haven't figured out how to fix that on the computer the way it looks. But I just put a couple of things that I think sort of encompass my fitness business. You can see I have my before and after photos. There's a quote that says, I think it's the best thing you'll ever work on is you. And then I have some of my food prep and some other group pics and stuff like that. So something you want it to be kind of eye-catching, something that's going to get someone's attention who doesn't know you and sees this page and wants to actually scroll through and take a look at some things. So once you have that set up, there is an about section. So you can go in here and you can put more details. I put a short description, just something again to attract people, give them kind of an overview of what this page is about, and also almost give them a reason to react to it. So there's other things on here I haven't done yet, but I have my Beachbody website on here, so they can literally click right on that and go to my page. So that's the about section. Let me go back to home. Okay, so there's a lot of really cool things you can do on this. I'm just gonna kind of scroll through and give you an idea of some of the things that I post on here. The one thing I learned is you almost want to create your own kind of brand. So this is something that I was told by my upline is think of 5 things that describe who you are or what you do. So for me, it would be, wife, it would be health and fitness coach, it would be financial advisor, it would be cat lover, it would be, travel bug, so just think of 5 things. And anytime you're creating a post, you kind of want to somehow incorporate one of those 5 things into what you're posting. And the reason that you want to do that is when people come to your page, they're going to start to get to know you because they're going to see those types of posts all the time. And it's going to make them feel like you're their friend. They're going to be more likely over time to reach out to you. So if I scroll down here a little bit, I just posted this tonight, an example of something that I made for dinner. Let me see if I can find. Okay, so this was the thing that we did over the weekend. So there's my husband. He's in this one. So it does kind of include him in that. I'll a lot of times put videos of workouts and give people, some tips on how to do the moves. And then sometimes you want to do things where you are asking people to respond. Anytime you ask a question in a post that will elicit some sort of response, you'll get likes, you'll get comments, and that gives you a reason to reach out to those people. So things like that. And again, I use, there's a couple of different apps that you can use to make your pictures, like put really neat filters on them and stuff. I use, let's see, what's it called? Live Collage is a really nice one. You can actually do like multiple pictures together, and then you put filters on them. You can put text on it like this one. Whatever you think is going to catch someone's eye, make them stop and want to look at it and then read what you have to say. So trying to see. Okay, so let me show you an example of a boosted post. I'm going to go to my notifications here. So this post right here, I had boosted. So I'm trying to promote the health bet. And I just kind of gave a short description, not really too much detail, but enough to make somebody want to respond to that and say, well, what is it that I can do to work out so I can earn money? And then I put a graphic there, just something simple, but again, it catches people's attention. And you can see that it's reached about 6,500 people. I've had, 82, 83, 84 people like it. And I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people comment. And the only person on here that I was actually already friends with was Don Lynn. Everyone else is someone that saw this ad sponsored as they were scrolling through their news feed and then commented on this post. So this is a really good way for you to prospect outside of your already warm natural market. Okay. So I just say something back to them like, thanks, I'll message you in a minute. And then I actually go and send a private message to them. So let me show you an example of that. Messages. All right, so this is one person. It's kind of okay. So I responded to him, and whenever it's somebody you don't know, the first thing I do is I click on their page and I just kind of scroll through the news feed a little bit, get an idea of what some of their interests are, who they are, where they're from, if they have kids, family, wife, husband, whatever. And then I make some sort of comment, or I just ask them a question. Okay. And so this guy, you can see, responded where he's from and all that. And then, You always want to compliment them in some way or make some sort of comment about what they said back to you. And then I kind of went through and explained what this health bet thing is and asked them if that sounded good. And of course said, sure, it sounds great. Better if there were only 3 people to split the pot. Of course, everybody would have a lot of money then. And then I also mentioned that the Beachbody Challenge, that he could win a free t-shirt at the end. And then of course there's opportunity to win daily, monthly, quarterly, or annual prizes on top of this health bet. Okay. So let me go through some conversation. You know, he mentions he did P90X before. So it's a lot of kind of getting to know you before I even send him any sort of link or price or anything like that. He tells me that he did the program before and he lost 70 pounds. And that was without doing any sort of diet. But then he stopped and he said later on in the conversation he gained it all back. So he wants to get back into shape again. And then I asked him, let's see. So it's just a lot of back and forth. And you can see I'm still explaining everything, how it works. And then it came into this where you'll hear where he's like, you know, I'd really like to do this. It's just I'm out of a job right now. I don't necessarily have the money. So this is my strategy for that. And I mean, you can figure out what works for you. But when someone says, well, I just don't have the money right now, a lot of times what I'll do is offer to, if they would do me the favor of buying a challenge pack, offer to buy a part of that off of them. So whether it's the Shakeology or the program, depending on which one they really want. And yes, it's more money out of your pocket, but then you get the 2 Success Club points for it and you get commission. So really you're getting some of that money back anyway that you're, you know, potentially paying them for. And for like Shakeology, for example, if I'm in that situation and they say they don't want the Shakeology, they just want a program, then I'll have them buy the challenge pack and then I'll have them pick usually the packets. That way now I have extra samples that I can give out to people. So that's how I approach that when somebody says they don't have the money. So after I offered that anyway, he was like, well, that's a really good idea. But actually my wife said she was interested in this new Country Heat thing. So I'm like, all right, score. So maybe you're just going to buy the challenge pack anyway, and I won't have to, you know, buy anything from them. Okay. So this is still an ongoing conversation, but you can see kind of how that progresses. And then eventually I'm waiting for him to respond back now because he asked then about the Beachbody On Demand. But that's typically what I do. I never met this man before. He never met me, but through building the relationship and conversation, you know, it's hopefully going to turn into a sale. So that's a really nice thing about the ads. Like I said, you can make a connection with someone, get to know them a little bit, and hopefully, you know, that'll turn into something. Even if it doesn't end up being a sale right away, all of your messages you can see are stored here on the left. And when I message these people, it's right through the like page. So they're seeing this message coming from Commit to Get Fit with Val. All right. I'm not friends with them on Facebook, so they don't know my real name yet. If it gets to the point where they are going to actually buy a challenge pack, then I'll go and actually friend request them from my personal page. That way I can add them to challenge groups and things like that. But yeah, see, you can scroll through. You can see I've done some follow-ups in the last couple of days. But I mean, it goes back, you know, for as long as you've had it. So it's a good way to track people too. So every once in a while I'll be like, oh, you know what? I never followed up with this person. It's been like 3 months. And they said just not now isn't a good time. Now I can go click into it and send them another message. So it tracks all that stuff for you, keeps it right there in your history. All right, so another neat thing about this, we go to my notifications. All right, so it'll show you anytime someone comments, it'll show you anytime someone likes a photo, it'll show you anytime someone likes your page. And then insights. So I really like this because it gives you, it tracks a lot of what's going on your like page. It helps you kind of target and figure out when's the best time to post and that sort of thing. So this just gives you a summary of my page over the last 7 days, and you can change that if you want to see a longer time period or a shorter. It'll tell you, what were the page views. So my page views over this last week were up 131%, which is pretty awesome. Again, that's because I have that boosted ad, so more people, more eyes are on my page. Same with page likes. It'll tell you how many more people liked your page, meaning now that they've liked the page, every time you post, that's going to come up in their news feed. Sorry about that. Close that out. And then same with reach. So again, just how many eyes are on your page, whether they liked it or not. Post engagement. So they actually click on the post. Doesn't mean they didn't have to like it or comment, but did they actually click on it and look at it? And then messages just gives you an idea of how quickly you're responding to messages. And how frequently. So obviously mine's 100%. I always get back to people. And it also shows videos, how many videos. My videos are down right now. So, it doesn't really, it all depends on what you want to post. Okay, so here it gives you an idea of, you can actually see the different posts that you have had ads for here. It shows you how much you spent, and it gives you the total details. Okay, this one was rejected. They didn't like all the wording on my photo. And then if you scroll down further, it actually gives you stats on every single thing that you've posted on your like page, not just the boosted ads, but everything. So this is a really good way to figure out what sort of posts really resonate with people. You can see some of them had a much higher reach than others. So, I'll take a look at this one and say, okay, I want to continue doing posts like this because more and more people seem to respond to this one. Okay, you can also go back in here and at any time boost any of these, which is what the ad is. So if you think one of them is doing really well and you want it to continue to be at the top of people's screens and on their news feed, then you can go back and boost any old posts that you have. Okay. All right, so as far as creating an ad, it'll be under publishing tools. Okay. So this is one area too where you can actually schedule posts. I was doing this for a while. I really should get back to that. For me, I've noticed that people tend to be on social media like first thing in the morning, which could be anywhere between like 6 and 8 a.m. There seems to be a little bit of a spike around the lunch hour, 12 to 1, and then again early evening, like 5 to 7, around that time. So I try to make sure that I'm posting during those times because those are more of a chance that people will see them then. So I was for a while actually planning out all my posts for the week, and I was trying to do 3 a day, so 1 at each of those times. So you could go in here and create it, and then you can schedule it, which I don't have any right now, but you can schedule a time and day for that to actually show up on your page. So it was nice in that I was able to pre-plan everything, and then I didn't have to think about it all week. But it also took me a lot of time to do that because I would have to put it aside like an hour and a half to schedule everything on the weekend. So pros and cons. I thought it was very useful, but just depends on what you want to do with yours. Let's see. All right, so I'm gonna pretend that I'm gonna go boost one here, show you what that looks like. All right, so let's say I wanted to boost this one. It's going to bring up this screen. Okay, and now you have an option to choose what type of audience you want to see this. So you can literally just limit to the people who have liked your page, which I don't recommend. You can say you want it to be seen by people who like your page and their friends, which is a little bit better. Or you can actually create a new audience. So this is an example of mine. I was told a lot of times to try to keep it similar to what your interests are. And the reason you want to do that is because those are the type of people you're going to get along with best. So, I put some things here as far as what I do: sales, insurance, nutrition, physical fitness, investments, and then other things that I like to do, like go to theme parks, tourism, that sort of thing. So you can choose those categories. Then you can also say what age range that you want this to target. So I try to go like 20 to 45. And I will say that this doesn't always work 100%. And Carrie knows this too. We sometimes get really weird people responding to our posts that do not fit at all into what we were targeting for. So it doesn't always work. But the good thing is that you're still getting your posts out there. You're getting more views. So it's worth it in the long run. You can create the total budget you want to spend on per ad, and it'll tell you about how many people you're expected to reach for that budget. Okay, so if I did 50 on this one, I could expect to reach between 4,500 people to 12,000, which is a pretty big audience. Okay, I usually go with a smaller budget to start just because I want to see the response I get from it first. Because I'll be honest, there are times that I boost a post and like nobody comments and I barely get any likes and it's just a total flop. So I don't want to put a lot of money into it before I start to see a reaction. Now, that one I just showed you, I could go back now and reboost that if I wanted to and put more money into it because it got a really great response. So I know that was a good ad. But I usually recommend, like I said, going with a smaller amount to start. And then you can pick the duration. So do you want this ad to run for 1 day? Do you want it for 7 days, 14 days, or you can specify an actual date that you want it to end? So if I'm promoting for a specific, like for example, the health bet, I know that people need to have their challenge pack by this coming weekend to make sure they have it in time to start the health bet, that they have to have ordered it by this coming weekend. So I'm not going to run the ad beyond that point because it doesn't make any sense. So that's just something to keep in mind. Whatever it is that you're trying to get people to do, think about the timeline and then pick your duration from there. And then it just tells you like what your average amount per day that you're going to spend based on those criteria that you chose. And then you can add in your credit card information for that. All right, so I'm going to cancel that. I don't want to boost that ad. Okay, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to share on this. Let's see. So you can, no, it's not really telling me much. Let's see, page views. This breaks it down in a little bit more detail. So this is kind of nice because, again, it helps you kind of target what kind of people are viewing my page. So if I want to see age and gender, okay, it says unavailable, never mind. Okay, by section. So the likes are purple. Who is on the home page? That's blue. By country, okay, so obviously it's mostly United States. Apparently someone from Mexico was on my page. By city, so this is also really good. You can see kind of where your target market falls. by device. So most people are looking at Facebook on their phones. What else can I tell you here? If you click on people, again, gives you just more of a breakdown here. So 82% of the people that are on my page are women, which I kind of expect that because that's who I'm generally targeting. And then you also get nice age ranges. So you can see like how old the people are that are looking at my page. Who am I attracting to my page? It's mostly the 25 to 34 age group. Okay, so again, that is something to keep in mind when you're posting. If those are the people that are looking at your page, you want to target more to them and their interests. And then again, it breaks down by city, language spoken, country of origin, that sort of thing. Okay, I'm going to unmute you guys in a second here if I can figure out how to do that again. Let's see. Okay. Do you guys have any specific questions on anything so far?
Yes, I have a question.
Okay.
So I'm trying to message from my page. I just realized I've been messaging them from my personal page.
Okay.
Which could be why people aren't answering me back. Like, who the heck is this girl and why is she messaging me?
Right. So
I don't know what I'm doing.
it's a little tricky because, okay, let me go back to that post, my boosted post here. So if someone simply likes it, unfortunately, the only option you have to message them is through your personal page. So if I go on here and click on message from here, it's going to come from my personal page. You can't see that, but that's how it works. You can also invite people to like your page from this. So you can see I've invited everyone. Some of them have liked it, some have yet to respond. But now if someone comments, that's where you'll get this like, reply, a message. So I always reply first right here on the page. So anyone else who looks at this post can see my response. So I just say something like, great, I'm going to message you in a minute or whatever. And then I click on message from here. Okay. So now you can see that this is coming from, it says write a message as commit to get fit with Val. So when they comment, it's going to come from, I don't know why it's set up that way. Maybe there's still a way to do it from your like page if they just like it. I haven't figured that out yet. But what I've noticed too is if you are going to message them from your personal page. So let me just pick one here and give you an example. Let's see. So what I'll do first, I'm just trying to look for like someone somewhat normal. And sometimes I will click on it and realize they're also a Beachbody coach already. So that's always fun. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this girl, if you just hover over it, it gives you a quick snapshot into who they are. You can see, obviously, she's got 3 kids. She sells Avon products. She graduated in 2000. Okay, but what I'll do is I'll actually click on her and go to her full page. Because she liked your post, you actually can see pretty much, even though you're not friends with her. So I'll scroll through and just get an idea, try to connect with something that she posted about. So sometimes it's harder to do that than others. But, if there's something there, I'm like, I'll make a comment about the kids and be like, oh, are those your boys? Something like that. But then from here, I'll message them. So when I message, you can see I already sent something to her. I said, "Hey, Misty, thanks for showing some love on my post about working out to win money. Is it something you'd like more info about?" And then I'll also put something, again, personalized to her. So I copy and paste that first part. And when I go through all my likes and start messaging people, I just first put that in, and then I put something personalized. So I said, "By the way, I see you are in sales with Avon. How long have you been doing that?" So I always end with some sort of question, okay, because I want them to want to respond to me. So she did. And she said she's been with Avon 5 to 6 years. Okay, so that one kind of didn't go anywhere. But usually that starts a conversation. So the point there is, even if you're messaging from your personal page, make it personalized to them. You want to always end with some sort of question so that they're more likely to respond back to you. Does that answer your question, kind of?
Yep.
Any other questions from either of you? No? Okay. Was that helpful? Kind of help you figure out what a like page is all about and how to do ads and all that stuff? Okay, good. Awesome. All right. So Carrie, I know you already have one, and Pat, I know you're going to set one up because now you know how to do it. All right. So if when you're going through your page, if you have any questions, I know it's kind of a learning experience to figure out how to navigate it and stuff. It kind of took me probably a couple of months to really figure out how to use it really well. But I have built up a pretty good following at this point. Let me go back to it. You can see how many people I have. Where does it tell me that? Oh, over here. So I have 367 people that have liked my page. So every time I post that, I have that market of people that are seeing my posts in their news feed. So that's something you'll build over time. You can also go in and invite your friends to like your page. So this is everybody you're friends with on your personal page. And then you can actually invite them from there. And I've already done that with everyone, and some people just never respond to it, but that's a good place to start. People that you already know, invite them to your like page. All right, I'm gonna stop my share here. Okay, so hopefully that gives you some good ideas, some of you a good place to start. And like I said, if you have questions, just send me a message and I will walk you through whatever you need help with. So, all right, that being said, I think that's it for tonight. So thanks guys for joining me, and have a good night.
You.